sunshine. Sip from my rainbow, deliciously mango. I think it's a syndrome, got me so blown. Show me the door, how far can you fall? Freedom in galaxies, packed out by fantasy.
I'm Sandra Sandy Schneller, and this is Romancing Me Pescatarian Style.
And blue with blessings, blessings, blessings for me. This is reality, I'm living my dreams.
Hey, this is your girl Sandra Sandy Schneller, back at you with another episode of Romancing Me Pescatarian Style. Baby, what are you eating tonight? We are getting it on tonight. We are doing it up with our sage seared shrimp and noodles. Spice butter style, that is. Oh, baby. This is a very quick meal, and I'm telling you, it is so quick. Oh, but it's gonna be so delicious. Let's get going with it. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna start with heating up our pot here. Gonna get that little warm heated, and I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Here we're going to go with 2 tablespoons. This is about 2.5 tablespoons of grass-fed cow butter. Of course, we're gonna add a little bit more butter here because this is gonna be a very buttery noodle soup. It's gonna be delicious, darlings. Let's melt that here. First, we're going to add this is a large Vidalia onion I have here, and 4 large cloves of garlic. I'm gonna add that. The only other seasoning you will use is salt besides the spice butter. And that's what it's invented for, the spice butter. It's just invented so that, so that you can minimize your cupboards with all of the spices that you have to buy. And then sometimes those spices go bad if you don't use them in a certain amount of time. Not bad in the sense that it's not good, but in the sense that it's not potent. Okay, look at that. That is glazing there nicely. And now we're going to add a large red pepper, sweet pepper, and a large, under there, you'll see under there, there's also a large green one. Now these are organic. I've chopped them up nicely. We're gonna add that into the mix. I'm gonna get that nicely. We're gonna let this get a little bit more flexible. Okay, while this is cooking, let's go on over and take a look at the spices and how we're going to begin to add those. Cheers to you first and foremost. I'm so happy that you're back with me for season 3, and we're going to be doing a lot of exciting things here in season 3, especially bringing you more meals with spice butter seasonings added, and it's just very quick. Now, it took me about no more than 20 minutes to chop the onions and the garlic, the sweet peppers as well. And then I had to, of course, go over the shrimp again because, sometimes the veined shrimp are not always deveined, so I double check it. And I've also made room temperature the seasoning here. Now, this is not how it's gonna come to you. It's gonna be in more of a packet that you can just pop it out. But I have them in a different format here. Now, these are at room temperature. I'm gonna use 3 of these. Each is a serving. It's almost an ounce of goodness, and it's lots of spices in here, including sage and a lot of other things in it, and it's just so good for you and so good to you. So we're going to be using 3 of them inside the soup mix itself, but 1 I'll be using also for the sauteing of the shrimp. So what I'm going to do in preparation of this, I want the seasoning to blend well into the mix, and to do that more so, I'm going to blend it with 2 cups of water. I'm going to blend the seasoning here and then add it to the overall mix of the noodles and the veggies. And when the shrimp is ready, we're going to sear the shrimp on the sidelines first. Cheers to you. The veggies are nice and flexible now. We don't want them too weak and soggy, limp actually. We want them still crunchy. So right now I'm going to go ahead and add the water. I have 26 ounces of water I'm going to add, and we're going to bring that to a boil, and then we're going to add our noodles to it and the seasonings. So we're going to bring this to a boil, but before that happens, I'm going to add a quarter teaspoon of salt. Give that a good stir, and we're going to bring that to a boil. Now we have the water, 2 cups of water here in the smoothie cup type of blender cup. So I'm going to add 3 of the servings of the seasoning. I'm just going to dump that in very quickly. And instead of mixing this via just stirring, I want it very well blended. So that's why I'm going to just put it in the blender. It'll be very quick to do that. I like to add my seasonings to the water or whatever other kind of solutions that is part of the meal. And I like to add that and blend it. And when it's a liquefied form, oh gosh, it gives you so much more flavor. Cheers again to you. Okay, so that's now all ready, see? And it takes much less time to blend this, as opposed to trying to make sure with stirring that everything is dissolved and going to, blend right in with the other flavors. Oh, I can smell so much sage flavors going on in here. So let's go back over to the stove now so that we can add the noodles. I told you this is a very quick meal. We got to get the shrimp on to cooking as well. So we got a couple of things to do, and voila, we're going to be eating so good. Okay, this is boiling nicely, so we're going to go ahead and add the noodles. I have 17 and a half ounces of German style egg noodles, and we're going to add the seasoning in here too. I need to add a little bit more water because we have more noodles to submerge in here. The trick with cooking with the spice butter seasonings is that you add that seasoning closer to the time that the food is just about prepared, because you don't want to cook out the seasonings. You want them to linger on throughout the every taste to your palate. So I'm going to let that begin to boil, and then I'm going to add the 2 cups of water with the seasoning in it. This is about to boil, and it doesn't take very long for the noodles to get ready. I'm going to add the seasoning water because that tells me that this is about ready. Look at that seasoning going in. This is going to be a great sage flavored meal here. I smell all that seasoning. Make sure you get all of the seasoning out of the container, whatever you have it in to blend it. Now we're going to add a half a teaspoon of salt, and then you just salt it to your taste. But I'm going to start out with a half a teaspoon. Now I'm going to remove this to a smaller burner that emits less heat. So it can be almost like a simmer style. So I'm going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of olive oil to the pan. Teaspoon of olive oil, and also go ahead and add a tablespoon of grass-fed cow butter. The shrimp ready. I'm going to add these one at a time. Yeah, it's going to be nice and buttery. I already taste a buttery flavor in the noodles. A sage buttery flavor, and it's kind of thick. The au jus is a little bit thick, and that's really going to be good. So we're going to let these shrimp just cook, and no more than 2 minutes aside. Less than half of a teaspoon I'm adding of salt to the shrimp. Okay, the shrimp are ready now. Let me just turn the burner off, and now I'm going to add the spice butter sage to it. They're all nice and seared. I'm just going to stir up the shrimp and that 1 serving of Sage Days spice butter. Here and now I'm just going to move it on over to the noodles. These noodles soak up the water so fast. So you may have to add more. If you have to add more water, you may want to add some more of the spice butter seasonings. But you get more flavor also from the seasonings when you add all of that juice from the cooked shrimp. So that's why I'm trying to add it all, scrape it all from the bottom. I'm not going to add another flavor of seasoning to it, so I'm going to check it first. That is buttery. I can do for another seasoning, and I think I'm going to add another one because I've added so much water to the mix here. Wow, we have finished the product. I just want to do a cheers to you all first. Oh, baby, we got it going on. We've got it good. I just got to dance a bit because, this is going to be so delicious. And it's my creations, too. Spice butter. Here you go, babies. Check it out. Oh, yeah, that is full of sage. That is Sage Days spice butter. This is our sage seared shrimp and noodles. Oh. Ooh, let me pay homage and then I'll give you your taste, okay? Are you ready? Sage seared shrimp and noodles. Spice butter Sage Days. There you go. You taste the sage on it. Delicious. Until next time, make sure you like, share, and subscribe this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And then also hit me up where you can get the email information so that you can order spice butter seasonings. We have the flavors of Sage Days. We have citrus dill and lemon parsley. You got to check it out. They're all delicious. You'll make that meal hit a high note. So happy to be back with you all for another season.